Hello, What Culture? It's me, Simon Miller. And before we start today, I just want to look directly into this camera, which means I'm looking directly into your eyes, directly into your soul, and say, I hope you have a lovely damn day. But why are you here? You know why you're here. It's because SmackDown has just happened. It's in the books. So we got to review it. We got to critique it, and we got to give the good bits and ups all together, and the bad bits are down. And just remember, if you did join in with that, you were sat in your living room, or maybe you were at school, or maybe you're watching it on TV, and you just joined in, and other people are looking at you like, what is wrong with that person? But I appreciated it, and that's all that matters. Let's up some SmackDown downs. We all know how SmackDown started, and that is of course that a man came out and talked about all the stuff that happened a week ago. But on this occasion, it was AJ Styles, and I like AJ Styles, so let's get it up. Styles basically told us that he was surprised that Daniel Bryan did indeed make the match for the Royal Rumble, which is a handicap match between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and AJ Styles, and also insinuated that he wasn't quite sure whose side Daniel Bryan is on. He was a bit like Sherlock Holmes. He had a Sherlock Holmes hat on and a big magnifying glass. And that's not true. I just made that up. He was just stood there looking like AJ Styles. Had his P1 stuff on. P1! Phenomenal one. This of course meant that Owens and Zayn had to come out and tell AJ Styles to stop being a bad boy, and that at the Royal Rumble they would become the first ever co-WWE World Champion. And I tell you this, that's not the worst idea. I actually think that'd be pretty good. We then got Shane out there as well, and he took some shots at Bryan as well, poor Daniel Bryan, taking all the shots, but then said the main event for tonight is going to be another handicap match, but this time the bad pair, or the pair that, don't have the advantage, was going to be Owens and Zayn, and they were going to be taking on AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Then we shot backstage quickly, and we did get a little bit of tension between Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, and it was like, you don't know what you're doing. The other one was like, but you don't know what they're doing. But eventually they did shake hands, and yes, I shook my own hand there and said, let's just agree to disagree, which is a wonderful piece of advice for everyone arguing. Let's just agree to disagree. Keep on fighting. So yeah, all of this was pretty straightforward, but it did its job, and you've got to imagine the big payoff maybe, is going to be at the Royal Rumble. And when that does happen, maybe, we'll have an idea if it is going to be Daniel Bryan versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania 34. Who knows? Right now, we don't know. I'm putting all my money we find out of the Rumble. Now, what came next is getting an even bigger down than it would usually, because then we got Becky Lynch versus Ruby Riott, and not only did Becky Lynch make Ruby Riott tap out, but this was almost identical to what had happened on Raw 24 hours ago. It's getting a down. I mean, this was almost an exact carbon copy of what Absolution had done 24 hours previously. What do? We just looked at that and thought, well, that's a good idea. I don't really want to come up with any more ideas because I'd rather eat this pizza, so let's just do that. I even think, I'm not sure about this, I could be making it up, I'm just so mad, that it happened in the exact same place as it did on Raw in sense of the structure. What are we doing? They're different shows. Come up with different ideas, you numpties. A minor up for the Ascension versus the Bludgeon Brothers though, because while it is nice to see the Ascension back on TV, here they did get their asses whipped by the Bludgeon Brothers. But that's the point of Harper and Rowan, right? They whip everybody's ass, so you may as well whip the Ascension's ass. Up. It lasted about a minute, and we also found out the reason that Breezango weren't going to be able to be at ringside is because they had a match later on against Aiden English and Rusev. So that was all this was. That was all this was. Two big men beat up two other big men. Cool. I am going to give a down to the US title tournament match between Zack Ryder, who had Zack Down Live written on his pants, and Mojo Rawley, because even though Mojo Rawley won here, and I actually think they could do something with Rawley in WWE, the crowd didn't care, so I couldn't care, gets a down. Mojo won after he punched Zack right in the face, and then Bobby Roode, who had been watching on from ringside, got in the ring, and Rawley and Roode had a big stare down because they're going to meet in the next round of the tournament. Cool again. And it's another down because then we got a Jinder Mahal promo where he actually said the reason he was able to win the WWE World Championship is because he believed in himself, and because he still believes in himself, he's now going to win the US title instead. That literally doesn't make any sense. If you have this power of positivity and you've already proven that it can work, why aren't you going after the biggest title again? Why are you going after the US title, which WWE has shown time and time again that they don't really care about? However, this is a much better position for Jinder, and he fits into it a lot better, and because of his WWE title run, he actually feels legit here. So all of that was good. So in that sense, all of 2017 worked out quite nicely. I did like what was next though, because Gable and Benjamin arrived on the scene to address everything that went down 7 days ago So no. They took shots at the referee for screwing them out of the tag team titles, and while they were yelling at the fans, Daniel Bryan came out to sympathise with them and said, yeah, you did have a bad run, but because Gable and Benjamin are the bad guys, they were like, well, we don't like you either, Daniel Bryan. And by this point, nobody likes Daniel Bryan, but he did make the match at the Royal Rumble with the Usos for the tag team titles 2 out of 3 falls, and that ties into the narrative. I'm alright with everything that's going on here, and I actually do think that Gable and Benjamin played the bad guys quite well. And I think the match at the Royal Rumble will be pretty good. So this is a nice bit of tag team love that one day I'll marry and have children with. Now you take some time to try and figure out what I meant by that. Now, as of right now, no one knows what any of this means, but I bet a few people are talking, because then we got a backstage segment between AJ Styles, Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura, and maybe there was some teasing going on here. It started with AJ asking Randy, hey Randy, are you going to go out there and just RKO everyone? And Orton was like, yeah, of course I am, that's what I do. But also, don't forget that at the Rumble I'm going to win, and I'm coming after your title. And then who popped up? That's right, Repo Man, or Shinsuke Nakamura. It was one of the two, and if I were you, I would believe it was Shinsuke Nakamura. But he then flicked AJ Styles' world title as if to say, I'm going to go after that too. So look, we don't know. Right now we don't know, but maybe it is AJ Styles versus Nakamura planned for WrestleMania. And hey, if WWE feel the need to put Randy Orton in there too, I'm alright with that. That would be an amazing triple threat match. But now we get to another huge down for 2 reasons, because 1, Breezango beat Aiden English and Rusev in their tag team match, and 2, it was another copy and paste job from Raw. Down. Why Rusev they are even losing at the moment is beyond me, because they've got all the momentum in the world, and Aiden English sang a lovely song about the Rusev Rumble and that the fact Rusev was going to win that on Rusev Day. But then during the match, Fandango did surprise Rusev with a roll-up, much like Titus O'Neil had surprised Sheamus with a roll-up 24 hours previously. What are we doing? Write something new, and when you do write something new, make sure it always says Rusev wins. In fact, anytime you print it out, that can just be printed somewhere on the sheet. Rusev wins, because then Rusev is always going to win. And we had some proper dissension between Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan after this. It's cool, get it up. McMahon told Daniel Bryan straight up that he thought he was mad with power or a loon, and then Daniel Bryan told Shane McMahon, well, you know what? I think you're mad with power and a loon too. So basically they each think the other one is crazy, and now they're happy to shout it into each other's faces. Once again, they did agree to just be friends and carry on, but we can see it building here, and this has got all the ingredients of a making of a good story. And that wasn't even proper grammar. I screwed up my sentence there, but we don't stop. We plow forward like a train that only has enough fuel to get to the next station. And it was main event time after this, and I thought it was decent, as I always say, and it's getting enough. The basic story was that Owens and Zayn wanted nothing to do with the good guys, so they kept trying to get out of it. So at one point, they tried to get themselves counted out, so Shane McMahon popped up and said, ha ha! Now it's a no count out match. So then Kevin Owens thought, well, okay, I'm just going to smash somebody with a chair. So he smashed someone with a chair, and Shane McMahon reappeared and said, ha ha! Now it's a no DQ match. This naturally gave the three-way man a lot of leeway, and they threw Sami Zayn through a table, then got his ass back in the ring before Shinsuke Nakamura kneed him in the face, and that was it. Styles, Orton and Nakamura win. Which brought us to the end of SmackDown, and it was more of a low-key episode this week, but I still think we're rumbling on, except for the fact that Rusev lost. Rusev lost. He's got all the power and love in the world, and he lost. And he lost on Rusev Day. What a horrible thing to do to somebody called Rusev on Rusev Day. You got no emotion, WWE. Just do these things without thinking how it's going to affect people and their families. Now don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you thought about SmackDown. Was it good? Was it bad? Does it deserve an up? Or does it deserve a down? Then like the video, share the video, go put it on Reddit and all that stuff. And subscribe to the channel. Then go to your keyboard, type in whatculture.com, read some articles because you ain't doing anything else today. Then go to Twitter and follow WhatCulture at WhatCultureWWE. Tick all those boxes for me. My name was Simon Miller. This was SmackDown Ups and Downs on WhatCulture. And make sure you go watch all the other videos too, because that's what life is all about. Watching videos on YouTube. You breathe, you watch YouTube videos, you go to bed, and you do it again. Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe below, and if you're looking for more content like this, then try a few things that are floating about around my ears. It might be fun. I can't promise it though, but it might be.